Okay, first I want to thank Chance Brown for basically presenting my presentation earlier. So that's my breakdown. But when I thought about mapping, I think what Chance was calling multi-dimensional maps is basically what I call dashboard mapping. And I want to walk you through my thinking about dashboards and what led me to dive in and start using dashboards to map out my work and map out my life. So basically it goes back, when I started thinking about this presentation, I go back about 5 years. I was working for Mindjet for a couple of years. I was the first member of the product marketing team. And it was an incredibly stressful year. I think we had about 15 different product launches in the year. Yeah, and if you've ever been involved in a product launch, from a product marketing perspective, we were doing all the messaging, website content, blog content, PR, like we were touching all parts of the inward and outward communications. And as soon as we were done with the release, I was already 2 or 3 projects behind. So that's the way it was for quite a few months. And then I had my breakdown, which was a low. This was impacting my health, it was impacting my relationships, it was impacting my spirit, my emotional well-being. I think in that year I might have put on 20 pounds. So I had to get perspective, and I had to radically do things differently. And I was marketing Mindjet software, but I don't think at that point in time I was truly in as deep as I would get in it later. And it actually helped in the turnaround in how I got perspective of my life, of my work, and that's what I want to talk to you guys about. Two radical things happened. One, I asked for help. So that was like a big step forward because I didn't have to do it all myself. I was having a lot of problems with everything related to work. The second was, and through getting help from a very close friend, I started to use our software to get perspective, to take a deep look at my life and my work and my play and my relationships. And I'm going to walk you through one of the maps, or a couple of the maps I use to make sense of that and to start navigating through life with a better, more holistic perspective to get healthy. Mentally healthy, and I guess emotionally, physically, everything. So but before I go, I want to talk a little bit about the problem. The problem, I think, is how we work. And I think this is endemic in all of our workplaces. Even if you're a contractor or working alone, you're still dealing with all of these problems. Whether you're home alone or with a family, you still have interruptions, or you'll have the barrage of emails from clients that you have to deal with. So in looking at emails, there's something about 200 billion emails sent daily. I mean, that's like absurd, right? And they say, I think it's kind of low, but 304 business emails a week. The onslaught is crazy. And what's crazy, the holy crap moment was, you're losing IQ points. It's the same as not sleeping an entire night. It's the same cost of checking your email, which most people do. I'm kind of shocked. 36 times an hour. So it's like, I know, this is my alarm clock, it's my phone, it's my internet browser, and oh, I check my email each time I'm going in there, right? So I thought about that. It's like, crap, I do check my email a lot, too much. So the productivity gurus will say, check it in the morning, maybe in the afternoon, before you go, not in between. Because all of that is killing you. It's killing your productivity, it's making you dumber. So that's email, I mean, it's brutal. The second problem is meetings. The surveys say that 50% of meetings are unproductive. Right? So what do you got to do? Not show up. Don't go to meetings. Or insist that people are ready and prepared. And that's actually another benefit of dashboard maps. It's having all the information you need at your fingertips, so you at least can be productivity, like in, I guess, modeling the right behavior in a meeting. And the cost, I love this. The cost of the unproductive meetings is something like $37 billion a year. It's nice, right? How much money do we waste? And then a lot of studies on searching and gathering information. Again, a great benefit for dashboard maps because you can have it at your fingertips. Chance mentioned tagging your maps. I tag maps as well, so I can filter them down, find information we need. There are a lot of other tools inside the different software applications in how to actually find the information so you can get at it, answer questions, whether it's live real-time, or as a product owner at Mindjet, I get asked a lot of questions frequently. So it's like, wow, instead of like looking each time, I just throw that in my dashboard map, cut and paste, and I'm done. It's great. But 20% of the time each week or over time is spent hunting and gathering information to do your job. Does that resonate with everyone? It's like, where did I put that? File? And then interruptions is another one. Walking around the office talking to people. Was it 80% of interruptions are trivial. The real cost here is it takes, like, different studies say different things, but 10 to 15 minutes to get your focus back on your work, which is crazy. One simple question, 15 minutes gone, at the worst. So 60% of time or less, essentially, is spent doing productivity work. The rest of it, it's lost. It's email, interruptions. So this was happening to me on a daily basis, and it really left me spinning. So I was like, crap, there's got to be a better way. And how fortuitous, I'm working for a company that makes a software package that provides a better way. And this isn't a Mindjet pitch, because I flat out tell everyone there are all different mapping software companies and different types of software that can help you get there. It's a matter of using the software properly, finding your way through that, and making it work for you.
Yeah.
So where are we? Dashboards. So I was wondering, the taxonomy here, what is a dashboard? When I look at it, the formal computer definition, it's basically providing a summary. My more advanced definition is it's going to be helping you make better decisions. It has to actually provide you information that allows you to use your time and your resources more effectively. Ultimately, it can track your outcomes that you desire, helps you capture ideas. Basically, what do you need to focus on? It's that perspective that I was talking about. Give you a big picture so you can drive in and make better decisions because you're looking at the key information to make decisions on. I'm going to jump in a little further. So it's funny, the advantages and the disadvantages of dashboards. I always like to say it's infinitely flexible. That's the advantage. The disadvantage is it's infinitely flexible. You've been there, right? So the danger here is you could spend more time playing with your dashboard or your map than actually doing the work. I mean, it's fun to get in that trap and then pull yourself back. So I'm going to quickly go forward. And I'm going to show you a couple of maps I work with to help gain me the perspective I needed to change my life, essentially. So the first one, let me dive in here, called My World.
How did you jump to that?
I had a link to another map. Yeah, it's one of the features that Chance highlighted. I won't dive into too many of the features, but if you want to talk to me about features, grab me afterwards during lunch or later. Happy to show everything. So I have a section, get it done. I toned it down. It's really get shit done. And I list here, I throw up what are my key priorities. Like Chance, I do it every day. I look at this and it's like, what do I need to get done today? And I go through there and there's a whole bunch of stuff. I have another map I'll show you in a moment, which is the RPM. It's a Tony Robbins thing. It's the rapid planning model. And for a long time, if you read some of my stuff online, I was totally into David Allen, getting things done. I'm just about change every year or two, a new model, see what works, what doesn't, keep what works, throw out the rest. But I don't adhere like dogma to any of these. I list the key projects I'm working on, and I keep them visible. And I scan through this. It's like, what needs to get done when I go through the different projects? What's the stuff I'm waiting for from the key stakeholders on my teams and outside the teams so that I can actually effectively follow up and be on top of the game? And then I have a map of the year as well where I throw down what are the key milestones or events I'm working towards, both personally and professionally. a branch from Mindjet where I spend a good deal of time, and the products and the different areas that I work with, personal, files, and reference information. So I have that at my fingertips all the time. And I go to meetings and I document notes and I just dive in. So 5 minutes or 4 minutes left. I got pressure, timeline. So this is another key map I use for a dashboard. This is a planning map, and this is a radical way to plan your life. And in here, I have my mission: to love courageously, savor each fucking moment, bring joy to myself and others. And then I list, in a priority, the values that I want to live my life by. So health and courage, and go through there, you can see. And what is it that I do each and every day that's going to support, or I can celebrate, each of those values? So I go through. I've got the crap that I don't want to be doing as well. Reminders, this is the stuff I don't want to be doing. That's awesome. And then this I want to show you. Really dive in all the personal areas of my life and the professional areas. World-class health, fitness, wellness. I take this seriously. I've been vegan for 5 years. For 4 of those years, I was 100% raw. Really experimenting, and the experiment was working, so I kept at it, on how to increase my vitality. But I look in here, and I say, what's the vision? What's my purpose? Why is this important to me? What are the key roles I want to fill? I brainstorm ideas. How do I get there? What's going to make me better as well? How do I sharpen the axe instead of like hacking at the forest all the time and not making any progress? When I do that, I'll dive back in here for a second. I go through and I do that for each of these areas. So spirituality, relationships, financial freedom, friendships, family, master of my kingdom, home, stuff like that. Community and being able to contribute. And architect of fun and adventure. So how can I bring that in my, these are the things I want in my life, right? And then from a professional perspective, how can I master the art of being a product manager or a product owner? Something on the personal side, for the last couple of years I've been studying acting. So how can I, well, I've achieved this, award-winning actor. So I have 2 films. I won in a film festival, best drama, and I was nominated in the 2nd film festival for best supporting actor. So I'm super excited about that. I wouldn't have gotten here without taking a hard look at my life and using maps like these to navigate choices that I'm making every single day. And that's some of the value of putting it down, organizing it, or making sense of this information. So you're driving your life because you've done that work. So that's, I guess, the key takeaway. I'm running out of time. The key takeaway is it's all in your head. The ability to get it down, work with it, so you can make better decisions is really the goal here. So that's what I want to leave you with. We have 1 minute left, so I'll take a question or two, but you guys certainly can grab me afterwards. Yeah?
So I'm not sure if this is more for Mindjet or more for Biggerplate, but I really want to ask about, no one really has time to reinvent all these applications themselves from the get-go, right? That's what communities are for, to look at what's already been done and how they already apply things to problems. So is this go to Mindjet's Learning Center and Solutions, on Mindjet's site? Is this exactly what Biggerplate is for, to get community together? I've always been a Mindjet guy for a long time, but when it comes to when it comes to the Learning Center, I don't always necessarily see, here's the 15 ways you can apply this to an actual information worker's job.
Right.
Right. So whether it's project management or product management, whatever it is, so is that Biggerplate? Is that Mindjet? What do you guys, and maybe this is a face-off, but
yeah.
What do you guys think?
No, I think it's Biggerplate, I think it's Mindjet, and I think it's you guys. So we have several million users, we have several million uses. So everyone's going to approach mapping differently, and it's impossible for us to come up with the ways for everyone, which is, I think, the point of a Biggerplate, to have a community to share how they're using it, and us take all the responsibility to share our work. The challenge I found is that the problem with the mind map is the word run is perceived a million different ways, and also the maps that you create are highly proprietary, so then there's this resistance to share that. It's like your opus, your baby. So we have to figure out a way to get over that. And when I'm posting a map on Biggerplate, I'm explicitly doing it with the thought that I want someone to use this, which is different than most maps I find, both on Maps for That, Mindjet's map gallery, as well as Biggerplate, which is, here's my book report, or here's my project, but it's not easily adopted and used by anyone else. So PowerPoint presentations, people design to be consumed. I think when we post maps onto Biggerplate, you have to think about designing it to be consumed by others if you want that map to be used.
Right, yeah, I think it's the application and the context that's hard to find, especially in just kind of a flat library. You know, because like you said, it's not the, look at this cool thing I did, it's not the same as, here's how to solve this business problem. And that's kind of the need that I tend to look for, especially because I tend to evangelize solutions to my teams.
Right.
And so I need to roll this out, but I can't say, look at someone's budget map from 4 years ago, and you say, here's a financial tool.
Right. And I think I'm running out of time, but the one last thing, if you're trying to bring this to teams, bring them in the map creation process, not the rollout process.
Right.
Because then you get the hive mind, and you got everyone on board and aligned with what you co-created at that point. So I find that is an easier way to victory than just trying to roll it out. And with that, thank you guys.